G'day there mates, my name is Mr. Magilla-cutti. Welcome back once again to my channel. Today we will be possibly return to the final episode of Horizon, the Burning Shores. And maybe Horizon, Forbidden West altogether. So last time, Aloy pretty much confessed her feelings to Seyka. And then we started to look around for some collectibles which were Ostrom items. So yeah, it looks like there's some treasure to be found, and the Oseram are pretty much turning on each other. So our next one is located somewhere around here, which I don't have. Haven't unlocked that because I haven't been there. So yeah, we're going to be flying there, and once we've done that, we're going to look for the treasure, and then we're going to head back with the silence and see what happens from there. Because I think this would be pretty much delving into the sequel of the game, where we do take on Nemesis. Somehow, I got a feeling that we're gonna be pretty much doing what happened in Mass Effect 3, where we try to get every civilization on our side to fight back. That's the feeling I'm getting when I think of this now, because we're going to be going up against Nemesis and we can't do it alone.
Looks like some delvers were after something on the cliff.
Yeah.
A small piece of brimshine. Someone left that's behind. I'm in a rush. It's a delver. Crushed. Maybe while trying to dig something out. This hammer's seen a lot of delves. And carved into the handle, more directions. There's a note with it. The delver died in an accident. Or at least it was made to look like one. Seems the others kept going after that. Should be getting close now to completing the directions.
So, they're getting killed off one after another. Alright, so our final destination is down here. Around here, so I'm getting some use out of these things. And this is going to probably be a much more of a shorter episode. Okay, so we should stop doing that. I say it's coming from in there. Yeah.
Pint. Looks awesome. And it's got more directions carved into it. There's a note attached. Delver this belonged to was marooned here. Thought they were on a wild goose chase. So their search for the gold hollow turned up nothing. I think I've got all of the directions. Starting from that camp I found. Might as well see if I can find that treasure trove.
Right, so let's head back to the camp there and see where we can go. Oh. Well, I think we got a good idea where we do need to go.
The Delver's camp. Their treasure trove should be somewhere around here. I better double check the directions.
It's pointing to over here.
I'll dry off.
Eventually. Okay, this is a good place to start as any. So let's climb up the cliff, shall we?
Okay, top of the cliff. Now where to?
Hey, there's some bodies over here.
A couple of Osram. Delving cruise leaders, I bet.
Looks like they were trying to fight each other for the treasure. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm gonna have to read this. Hold up. Okay. Turn your gaze to the cliff and ascend to its crest. Alright. On the east edge of the isle at our camp, you shall begin. Turn your gaze to the cliff and ascend to its crest where you shall find a place to think and take a drink. Follow where it runs to where the water meets. Then between the twin palms you must stand. Walk 20 paces north. Twin palms. It could be any one of these. A lot of water in there.
The next set of directions mention twin palms where waters meet. By the sea, maybe?
I think I see it down there.
Twin palm trees. I think I'm on the right track.
Okay, so 20 paces north. South, east, north. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 paces north. I haven't done anything like this for a long time. Turn towards where the sun rises from the shore. Hold on. Yes, X really does mark the spot. Let's see if this is worth it.
Delver's Trove. It's a nice haul of brimshine. They could have split the profits, but their greed got the better of them. So, finders keepers.
Yeah. Alright, and that's pretty much everything in the here in the Burning Shores. Just give me a quick sec, please. got 2 hidden trophies here, but I'm not going to worry about those. As for the rest, that's just stuff I can do in my spare time. That said, yeah, sure I could have float back, but I wasn't going to do that. That would have just taken too much time. But then again, probably could have talked more about the game,
Okay,
but I think I said my...
Silence is waiting at the base. Beta and Gaia, too. As for everyone else, I should let them focus on their own missions. Get them up to speed on the burning shores another time.
Beta?
You're back. And after mingling with the Quen, I imagine that you're eager for some intelligent conversation.
There are some pretty special people among the Quen. If you dropped down to Earth once in a while and did a little mingling yourself, you might realize that.
I have more important matters to deal with. Like the data you recovered from Londra.
You found a lead.
Indeed. A log entry he wrote shortly after the Zeniths escaped the destruction of their colony. I'll send it to you. There is much to unpack, but most importantly, Londra theorizes about how Nemesis might be countered. His musings include a list of 21st century corporations that manufactured state-of-the-art weapon systems. It's possible that one of these weapons could be deployed against the enemy. I'll have to investigate each company, of course. Locate their facilities, unearth their technologies, determine their efficacy and whether they can be brought back online.
All by yourself, huh?
Well,
Don't get me wrong, I'm glad you found something that can help. But I've been wondering why you stayed behind with us. It's the challenge, isn't it? The chance to prove you've got the biggest brain of all.
my reasons are mine alone.
And that's why you'll always be alone.
Got a point.
Aloy, Nemesis is not a threat that can be defeated single-handedly. I am grateful for your extraordinary contributions.
I think we'll take that. So,
Oh, silence? We might thaw that icy heart of yours yet. Now let's see what he found.
dagger in my boot. The last 72 hours were catastrophic, to say the least. Even more dramatic than my final days on Earth. I'm fortunate to finally have a moment to settle down and take stock of the situation. First, a well-deserved pat on the back for my own instincts. It's clear now that my misgivings about the experiment are the only thing that kept me alive. If I've forgotten, if I hadn't gotten an early warning from the surveillance worm I installed, I undoubtedly would have perished shortly after the containment breach. How I could only conjecture. Many were lost when the entity entered the airlocks. Others were strangled by hack specters. Devin Miller choked on his own vomit, suffocated by his personal shield. As disturbing as all that is, it's the voice of the entity that echoes in my mind. I felt a brief surge of hope when I managed to detonate the main plasma conducts in the lab sector, but just as I realized other sectors had been compromised, my implant reverberated with the transmission. First it sounded like my own voice, then a choir, then a hideous cacophony. Walter, I am you, over and over again. It knew I was going to hit the conduits. How do we stay ahead of our own shadow, that which remembers every thought we ever had? Well, now we run. Uh, well, now we run. We'll have to retrofit the ship as we go, acquiring materials along the way to print a faster drive. I agree with Tita, Tilda. I agree with Tilda. We must head for Earth, as it's the only place we can gather additional technology and biomass to improve our chances over the long haul. Though I'll be damned if I'll spend the rest of my eternity trapped with the likes of Garrett Barry, Eric Vista, and Willibrand Stutter. Sooner rather than later, I'll have to find a way to cut ties with this detestable crew. So yeah, was anything else to look after his own hide? That's pretty. Yeah, sounds like the rest of them. All that said, I kept hearing its voice in my head, and when I do, a singular fear grips me. What if it catches up with us? Is there any way to fight it? Not with the tools we have now. It knows them too well. Maybe the answers lie in the unknown, back in the ruins of Earth. The 2050s and 2060s were a golden age for the defense Congo mediator. I can't even. Surely buried among all those testing grounds and R&D labs, there must be a weapon or prototype that will throw the enemy for a loop. It bears looking into. Off the top of my head, some places to start. FAS. I doubt even a fleet of horse units could hold this boat, but if I know Ted, right before he blundered into ending the world, he was grasping for his next blockbuster. My erstwhile competitor poured a lot of resources into defense after it became clear that they could beat me in material acquisition record. Cheap drones and misfiring railguns for bottom feeder and petty aristocrats. But once upon a time, they had a blue chip in research division. Okay, so all those companies.
Solons is right. Londra's thoughts could really help us in the fight against Nemesis. Elizabeth had a dream for this world. I guess a lot didn't go as planned. And there are still dangers ahead. Maybe the biggest yet. But after what Beta and I accomplished, I have hope. We'll fight for Elizabeth's dream. Together.
That's all you can do. Alrighty. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Gonna do it for the series. I don't think we'll be receiving any more DLCs. So I guess we'll have to wait for a word till the next game comes out. The Horizon series has been quite something spectacular. What? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got all the cauldrons, but I don't know. Let me just quickly check this. Just hold on a quick moment. Unknown machine. Here we are. Yeah, it looks like this was just a bug in the game because it was supposed to be the Sunwing. Yeah, I think so. Alrighty, with that said, that's going to do it for me, people. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, please remember to hit that like button. Also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, show support for the channel. I would very much appreciate that. And with that said, we bring this series to a close, and we'll have to wait for the next story to appear. So thank you all again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you all for joining me on these journeys. Take care of yourselves, drive safely out there, people, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Sorry, I'm speaking on my controller. Bye-bye, take care, and have a good one. Woo. Woo-hoo.